Hello everybody, welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name is Helena if you don't know. I am a self-taught makeup artist and today we are going to do a Maddie from Euphoria inspired makeup look. And this is what the complete look looks like. If you guys want to see how I did this, just keep on watching. Alright guys, so we're gonna do a Maddie from Euphoria inspired look. She has this really cute, soft toned, cool toned pink look with rhinestones. It's this one right here. And we're gonna go ahead and do that one. So the foundation I'm using is the Rare Beauty foundation in 180W. It looks like this, really pretty packaging. And we're just gonna, I already did my skincare by the way, so we're good on that note. I usually do 2 on my cheeks and 1 everywhere else except my forehead, because the forehead got a little bit more area to color. And then we're just gonna pounce that in. So what have you guys been up to today? I went this morning to go clean my car and accidentally locked my keys in my car. So I'll give a little bit more detailed story time in one of my other videos for that. But luckily, there are still nice human beings in the world, and the lady next to me that was cleaning her car helped me out. So luckily she had an ice scraper and it came in handy. Let me tell you that. So I was excited that that worked out well, because that would have honestly ruined my morning a little bit, to be honest with you. So I'm glad it worked out well. But I'm curious what you guys are up to today. Leave a comment down below. Let me know what you're doing, what you're up to, if you're running errands, if you're staying at home being lazy. We love days like that. I'm going to try to film 3 different videos today, so we are in full work mode. We are in full work mode here. Alright, my foundation is blending in. We're going to go ahead and move on to concealer. This is the e.l.f. Hydrating Camo Concealer, satin finish in Fair Warm. It just looks like this. And we're just going to go with that in our places that we need it. A little extra coverage, so right under my eyes I got some bags. Lift that up to lift the face, like I'm doing here. A little bit down the nose. I got a little pimp friend right here, and I'm just gonna cover up my pimples, which is basically my whole cheek. So I always do use my concealer to highlight a little bit and to conceal. So obviously I have a lot of concealer going on here, but we're all gonna blend out and it's gonna make sense, I promise. I have a lot of pimples too, girls, so if that's what that is. Also, I want to show you guys my top. It has a little feather top, and then it has the cut sleeves that are connected, and it has a little ruching down the side of the sleeve. So I feel so cute on this shirt. You guys should go get it from Shein if they still have it. I'll try and link it down below in case you guys want it if they still have it in stock. But look at that coverage. Look how insane this camo concealer covers. It's a wonderful product, and it's so cheap, girls. It's so cheap. Why wouldn't you go get it? Just go run to your drugstore, go get the thing, okay? But yeah, it's really an amazing product, and it's so cheap. And e.l.f., the brand itself, is amazing. So if you guys have not watched the new episodes of Euphoria, there are gonna be spoilers, so just go watch the show first and then come back to this video and watch it. Just don't skip this video, because I think you need to see it, girl. I really do. I think you need to see it. It's gonna be a good one. That's all I have to say. Right now we're gonna bake the under eyes with a little bit of baking powder, and I am using the OPP Beauty London powder in translucent. And I'm just taking my mini beauty blender and tapping her in, going right under my eye, pressing that powder in. And she's flawless. Look at that. I'm also going to do my eyelids, because they are very moist. If you hate the word moist, drop a comment down below. I'm curious. It doesn't bother me, but I know several people that it does, so I'm curious who hates that word. We're just setting our eyelids because they always get super creasy. And I always just set my eyelids first before I go in the rest with my creams, because I crease before I can even get done with the rest of my face. So it's kind of back and forth, but next I'm going to take the Wet n Wild contour stick. This is pretty old. It's in color 805 Call Me Maple. And I'm just going to take some. So usually I would contour a little bit more like down here, but I don't know if you guys have seen that recent viral TikTok where the girl put her contour like almost where you would put your blush, and it looked phenomenal. So if you guys have seen that video, drop a comment, let me know what you guys think if you've tried it out. I've been trying it recently and it really does lift the face. Like, I was super surprised on how well it worked, and it gave that illusion of, you know, slimmer lifted face. So I was intrigued by it. If you guys haven't seen it, I'll try to link it down below. I'm not sure if I can, but now I'm just going in with this stick, going down the side of my nose, making it skinny, bitty, itsy, weensy. And I'm going up the tip just to make it look a little shorter, down the sides to give it that ball look. And then I always do a line where the ball of my nose is, so it gives that little illusion of a little bald nose. Not a ball nose. What are they called? Button nose. Gives the illusion of a button, not a ball. Okay. And then we're just gonna blend this out with the other side of our beauty blender. Does anybody else do one side of their beauty blender for foundation and concealer and the other for contour and stuff like that? Anyway, Euphoria. So I'm curious who your guys' favorite character was this season, because I feel like the characters had a lot of character development. Either character development or the opposite way. Like, I feel like Cassie went downhill a little bit with her whole Nate scenario, how she is literally like his slave or something. It's a really weird relationship between those two, so I never really understood her point of view. But and then Lexi had really good character development this season. Oh my god. I loved Lexi in the first season, but Lexi this season is even better. She literally like came out as her boss self. Like, she was all in. She went for it. And honestly, that's the thing about life, is that I don't think a lot of people live by, is we all make mistakes. We all have mess ups. We all are going to live life, and life is going to throw us these things that, you know, sometimes we feel like we can't handle, but at the end of the day, we wouldn't get these scenarios in our life, I don't think, if we couldn't handle them. And honestly, even if you don't believe in that, life is life. You're gonna get those bad things. It's gonna happen, and you can't control it. All you can control is how you react and how you deal with things. So I just try my best to choose not to get upset over the little things. And even if they are huge to me in the moment, I try to put myself in my future body and kind of think back and be like, was that really a big deal, or was it just a big deal at the time? Like, was it just affecting me at the time, or in the long haul would it actually like affect my life in a bad way? And usually there are certain cases where it doesn't quite work, but usually that works best for me whenever I'm feeling down about my life. And it works because, I mean, a lot of the times we do stress the small stuff. And that's okay. It's a normal human being thing, and it's kind of just our instincts at this point with society and how everything's going right now. But at the end of the day, you have to look at your life, I feel like, or this is how I look at my life, is I see myself as a 70, 80, 90-year-old woman, and looking back on my life, I don't want to look back and see all of this worry and anxiety and panic about my life, and when I had all these amazing things around me that I could just enjoy. Push all of that negative stuff aside and think about the positive. There's so much around you. Regardless of what you have or don't have, nature itself, sunlight itself, your life itself is a lot to be grateful for. So if you're having trouble, try to reset your mind and get out of that, because there's so much. Look outside, go outside, feel the grass on your feet, your bare feet. It really does help your mood and your vibration. If you guys haven't ever heard or seen videos about how grass on your feet raises your vibrations, you guys should go look it up. I don't know a whole lot about it, but I've seen a few videos on it, and I think it's really interesting. The grass itself and the earth itself has the highest vibration possible, and you connecting with it on that natural level, it really does help your vibrations and bring your mood up. So I thought that was really cool and really interesting. So that's just an easy way too to kind of reset yourself and get yourself back in your natural flow, you know? Oh, totally got off track of Euphoria. But Lexi, she's doing great. She's doing phenomenal. I'm in love with her this season. She's doing amazing. Who else? Nate has always kind of been cuckoo, so that didn't really surprise me. He didn't really change too much. We didn't see a lot of Jules this season. I was kind of surprised by that, but I feel like with her individual episode that she produced, I'm pretty sure she directed it too. I could be wrong, but I know she produced it and wrote it. I could be wrong on that too, but I'm pretty sure. I'll let you guys know. Anyway, I feel like with her individual episode that she had, her special episode that she had and made, I feel like we got what we needed from Jules, and we kind of understood her on a better level, so she didn't need as much introduction as the rest of the characters. And her character development has already kind of not necessarily happened, but you can see her growth a little bit in the first season, which is amazing. They kind of focused on her in the first season a little bit, I think, her and Rue. So I feel like it's nice that they're kind of showing us the other characters and what they're about and what they're doing. So I thought that was really cool. But Cal is going nuts. I like the idea of him showing him true self, and the fact that the man has obviously not been straight his entire life and has been living a lie for this long. I love that aspect of it. I hate how he's doing it though. Like, I'm sure most of us will agree on that. But yeah, Cal is just going through it, I think. I don't know what his deal is this season, but his whole ordeal with Nate, I don't know about y'all, but I would never talk to my kids like that. I don't have kids, but when I do have them, I'm not talking to them like that. So right now I'm just carving out my contour so it's short. Who else? Maddie. Oh my god. How could I skip Maddie? We're literally doing a look based off her. Maddie is, I mean, boss. She's been pretty boss this whole time. This whole season. I wouldn't handle my situations like Maddie does, but respect for how she does, I guess. Because she really doesn't, take no crap. She really doesn't. She's fully herself, whether people like it or not. And it's really sad to see the side of her that we've seen this season, and it's not due to any of her actions, which kind of sucks, but you know, it's just, it's the drama, it's for the tea, you know. So I I get BoxyCharm. I don't know if you guys like BoxyCharm. I talk about it a lot. But I got this new brush in my BoxyCharm this month. It's from Eyelids. And it's a 4-headed brush. This is the coolest invention I've seen in a while. So you have like a angled blending brush, and then you have a little pointed beauty blender on this side, and then you unscrew and there's an angled brush on this side, and then a little eyeshadow brush on this side. Like, you have 4 brushes in one. Like, I can do my whole face with this one brush. Like, that's so cool. So if you guys haven't heard of Eyelids, I personally haven't heard of them before I got this product, but I'm curious now to look into the rest of their site, see what all they do sell. But this invention is amazing. And the quality of the brushes is amazing too. Like, I've literally been using this brush on almost my whole entire face this week. I use it for everything now. Alright, I'm just gonna wipe off this fake. But I was talking about this brush and using it on my whole face. I use this little packing eyeshadow brush for my outline on my nose contour, and it's been working amazing. And then I use the other little brush, the angled eyeliner brush. I use it for my highlight on my nose. It's been working so good. So I've been doing my nose contour differently. If you guys like it, it's a lot slimmer, so I have a little bitty cute button nose instead of my normal nostrils. God. Oh, the things I do on YouTube now. But anyway, it's a lot slimmer, a lot little. It takes a little bit more time, but it's so cute. So I just go in on my nose and draw a little line down the center, or not down the center, down the sides on each side. I like to keep most of my product towards the center and then kind of pull it down. So you're already giving that blending effect with just your outline. And then I go in and I go underneath like I did with that cream contour. Down the side, connect with that line you previously made. And then I do a little line where my button ends. I'll take a little blendy brush, a fluffy blending brush, and just go in on the side. Alright, and I usually bake my nose after I put my powder on. Don't know why I did it before. And my nose is already dry, so I'm not sure how this is going to look. But we're going to try it. Okay. Dog hair on everything. Do you guys have long hair dogs? If so, do you deal with vacuuming every day? Because, we do. I also woke up to a big old poop in the kennel this morning. So, that was fun. Had to clean up a big old poop in the kennel and the dogs before I even had my coffee. If you know me, I need my coffee, especially in the mornings. So that was a good occasion. Then I just go down the middle and the point. And that's it. I love how the day that I tell you guys about my new contour, it turns out really bad. But you get the point. If you guys want a more detailed video on a little bitty nose contour, then I can do that for you too. This is just not the video for that. Okay. Now that we've spent 20 minutes on our foundation, let's go ahead and move on to blush. I'm using the Lorac New York in Tropic Hues. It's one of her baked blush. Yeah. Baked Blush and Brighten. I didn't know it had Brighten in it, but it does give like a really nice glow. That's the wrong brush. I'm just sweeping this up here on my cheeks, a little bit on my forehead, just for a lifting effect. I love to do my blush over here. I really think it just lifts the face and it looks so pretty. Same on the other side. But I wish I had the energy of Maddie. She just does not care. She just does not care. She does her thing regardless, and I admire that about her. I've been trying to get that attitude a little bit more. Obviously, I don't want to hurt people's feelings and, you know, do bad stuff to people or anything, but really not like that, I don't think. So, I'm really self-aware. So, like, too self-aware. So, my anxiety kind of does that for me. So, I usually don't have to worry about hurting people's feelings, but I'm not very good at saying no. If you guys can relate to that, let me know in the comments, because I just don't. I hate hurting people's feelings to the point of I'll hurt my own. Girlies, we cannot do that. You've got to make yourself happy. What's the point of living life if you're not happy? Of course you want to make the people around you happy too, but girl, nobody's going to be happy with you if you're not happy with yourself. Like, I preach that. Like, it's so true. You are not going to make anybody happy until you make yourself happy. Repeat. Say it back. It took me so long to realize that in my life, that if I can help you guys realize that sooner, I will. I will do anything, because it makes the world of a difference once you start loving yourself. And I am hoping that I can help you guys do that, because I want my channel to have a lot of that in it. And I want to talk about mental health, to talk about our situations, and help each other out. If you guys have anything going on in your life, don't hesitate to comment down below so we can talk it out, or instant message me if you don't want it to be public. I'm more than willing to talk to you guys and just be a friend for you if you need someone. So I want my channel to be an open space for you guys. Don't ever hesitate to ask me anything, tell me anything, tell me your opinions. If you don't like my makeup look, tell me. Be nice about it, obviously, because I'm nice to you guys, I feel like, and I love to, you know, put out content that you guys enjoy, you know. I would never want to bore you guys with my content, and if that's the case, I would much rather you let me know and I can change some things than you leave me and then you leave my channel and leave unsatisfied, you know. I'm here for you. I'm here for you, girl. I am using the Artist Couture Diamond Glow Powder in Summer Haze. If you guys haven't tried this line of highlighters, it's phenomenal. They will blind you. I mean, like, blinding. I really want... So, if you've watched Euphoria for a while, I think it was in the first season mainly, but they had this color transfer glitter, and it went viral on TikTok, and the brand came out and everything, and I want to get that so bad. It is so pretty, and it literally, like, it disappears, and then it goes from like green to purple, and it's gorgeous. I love glitter. If you guys know me personally, you know that I love anything sparkle. When I was a kid, I used to say my favorite color was glitter. So, I mean, that just goes to show, like, how girly I've always been. And always will be, because I've tried to get out of that stage and be more adult with my clothes and my makeup and such. It's just not me, girl. That's not how I do. I'm girly and extra. Yeah, I'm girly and extra, that's about it. Not extra in my personality, really. I'm more timid in that aspect, but with my makeup, definitely. I'm going to go ahead and move on to the eyes. For the eyes, I'm going to use a mix between the NYX Modern Dreamer palette. Mine's a little bit dirty. And I'm going to kind of use, let me show you guys what shades I'm going to use. So I'm going to mainly use this shade right here, but I kind of want to use a little bit of all three of these. And then from this palette, which is the Lorac Shine Bright Pro Eyeshadow Palette, I want to use Primrose and maybe a little bit of Dusty Mauve, which are right here. And I'm excited. Let's get into it. First, I'm just going to start with the Lorac palette and start with Primrose as that really pale pink shade on the inner corner. Not inner corner, the inner crease. I'm just going to lightly fluff that in. Just doing little windshield wiper motions. Now the different thing about me and Maddie and her makeup is I'm very blown out and out there. And she is too with like her what are they called? Not sequins. Not diamonds. With her jewels. Jewels. And jewels. God, this is bad. Anyway, she's very out there with her jewels, but her eyeshadow in the show is a little more everyday than mine usually is. So I have to focus on keeping it lower than the eyebrow, not blowing it out too much, and keeping it right where I want it placed. Well, as a beginner, it is very hard to keep placement and not over blending or under blending. So that is a technique that takes a lot of practice. So my problem is always over blending, and I still to this day have that problem. So, alright, so now that we have that pink laid down, I'm going to go into, I think this shade. It's a little bit more orange toned than I would like for it, but I love these two shades together, and I want to use that one for the liner, so I'm going to use this one for the lid, I think. That's where we're going right now, okay? It may not be a perfect shade match, but actually, I think I'm going to mix these two. I'm going to mix these two right here. Just so we can get closer to that shade, maybe. I'm not 100% sure. And I'm going to kind of apply it with my finger at first, just to get the color down. Yeah, that's a lot more orangey than I would like. Maybe I could do a little bit of the Primrose with it, too. Yeah, I like that. I like that. We'll just keep going with the Primrose. And I just put a little bit on there. That's what I'm going to do. Just put a little bit of these colors on the lid. Gives it a little bit of dimension, but it's not changing the pink tone. So another technique you can use with eyeshadow, if you have a problem with your blending not going right with the pressure of your brush, it being too heavy. So an easy thing, if you can't really control the pressure with your brush normally, if you take your hands down to the end of the brush, it automatically lessens the pressure. I can't really blend that far down, but it lessens the pressure of your brush automatically. So if you're going up here and you don't want any color transferred, it very, very lightly blends for you. Another thing you can do if you don't want to add any color to your eyes, you just want to blend it out, is you can take a different brush. You can take a different brush, a clean brush. Mine, I don't know if it's clean, but it's clean enough, you know, and just go over the edges with that clean blending brush. I'm going to go on to the liner, and I'm going to get rid of this palette, move on to the Modern Dreamer palette. Okay, so new plan. We're going to mix this color right here and then this color up here with a little bit of that one, maybe. Maybe we'll do that one. Dude, I can't decide. So what I'm going to do is get a big, thick, angled brush and a really skinny, angled brush. And I'm going to use this one for the application and then this one for the flick. But Maddie this season, I really enjoyed seeing. She honestly is just like main character status. She does not care. She is loyal. She is kind when she needs to be. And when she needs to be, you know? She's just killing it, honestly. I think she's probably my favorite character. Her or Lexi. I like both of them. But I like Lexi and I like Maddie a lot. Everyone else's favorite is Fez, I feel like, which I love Fez. I just really like the girls in this series. I feel like they're all so different and so unique. Their personalities are very interesting and their lives are very interesting. And obviously Fez's life is very interesting too. I just really like seeing Lexi and Maddie, and their character development is really intriguing to me. I don't know. I just really enjoy them. So comment down below and tell me who your favorite character is and why. I'm curious to know if anyone else's is Maddie and Lexi. We need to be friends if so. Okay, and now I'm going to take my little bitty eyebrow skinny brush and I'm going to take some of that color and I'm just going to go on the edges and wing it out, girl. Alright, I think I'm pretty happy with the top, so I'm going to go ahead and do the lower lash line, which it doesn't look like she has a whole lot. It looks like she just has a little bit of that eyeliner color underneath, so I'm just going to take a little bit of that and go right here. Alright, I think I am happy with those. Oh, I saw something flying behind my head. I was wondering what it was. It's a feather for my shirt. Alright guys, so we're going to go ahead and add on the jewels and lashes and lips, and then I'll have to do eyebrows. I guess we should go ahead and do eyebrows, huh? Why not? Why not? We're going to do eyebrows, and I'm so excited to do eyebrows because she has very natural fluffy eyebrows, and I'm not really good at natural fluffy eyebrows. But she has eyebrows similar to mine. They're just a little thinner. So I'm hoping, you know, I can do that. Alright, so first I'm going to take my little angled brush and my powder, which is very well used. Don't judge me. It is from it's from the Brow Gal, and it's Convertible Brow 02. She likes my stuff on Instagram, which is really cool. She seems like a great business owner, so. I'm trying to think, Euphoria. Oh, Lexi's play. So, I had a poll on Instagram about what you guys thought about the episode. And I had one random guy comment, and he was like, I think the last scene of the play was too much. I was like, baby, you're a straight male. Of course you would think it was too much. So mean. But, for real, I mean, it's true. It was meant to make homophobic people uncomfortable. And the fact that Nate said the whole play was homophobic in the end was pretty hysterical to me. And I understand the perspective of, I guess you shouldn't show that on TV or in real life or in a play. But, I mean, she went in that with the purpose of doing that, and she accomplished. That is the main point, and I don't feel like something like that should make anyone uncomfortable. I enjoyed the whole play. I really liked that aspect of it. And I thought it was really well played and thought out. So I'm curious what you guys think though. So she like literally has perfect, I'm looking at the picture now, and she literally like has perfect little glued brows. I'm like, my brows are not like that. They have little bushes. Now that the crazy eyebrows have been tamed a little bit, I'm gonna take an old spoolie, and with my hairspray, I'm just using the Tresemme Extra Hold Hairspray. I'm going to spray my spoolie, and I'm going to take it through my brows, pushing them up and out. Now this is just going to give the illusion of natural, fluffy brows. And it'll help them stay in place too. Alright guys, moving right along, I'm going to go ahead and do my lips just to get it over with. She has a very, like, it's almost gloss. So we're just going to do lip liner and gloss and be done with it. So for this, I'm going to use my Dragon Beauty Lip Job liner. And this one does not have the shade name. It doesn't have the shade name, but it's a really natural nude color, so it works really well for my lips when I don't want to have a lot of color. And she actually has a very similar lip shape to me. Alright, and to make this more seamless, I'm just going to blend out those edges with my liner. Just really light pressure and short little strokes. Now that we've got some glossy lips, we're gonna move on to the rhinestones. Right there. And I'm just taking my jewel. And place. Cute. Alright guys, we got all of the jewels set on, which completely made the look. So we're going to move right on to the lashes. And I just have these cute little ones. I don't know if you can see them. Cute little ones, so I'm going to apply, put some glue on them, a thin layer on the band, and then wait 30 to 40 seconds. I'm going to go ahead and apply this lash. Just set it down. We're just going to apply this other lash. Does that not look very similar? Her wing's a little bit bigger than mine, but my lashes also might be. I'm so proud of myself. That's good. If you guys want to see more TV, movie inspired looks, please leave a comment down below, because I love doing recreations of certain stuff. It's super interesting to me. And I'm sure you guys love it too, because it's very relatable, and we see these people on TV all the time, and we want to be like, oh, that's so cool, their makeup is awesome, how do I do it? You come here, girl. Alright guys, this is the finished look. If you guys enjoyed this, please don't forget to subscribe. It's completely free. It helps me out so much. Once I get to a certain number, I can start getting monetized and actually getting paid back for what I'm putting into my YouTube channel. So if you guys could help me out with that, that would be amazing. Make sure to leave a comment down below, answer any of the questions that we had in this video, and just come chat with me. I really enjoy chatting with you guys down in the comments, and I like taking time away to do that with you guys. So if you guys could participate, it would be amazing, and I love talking to you guys. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe, and come see my next video. Bye.